The Melody Wings Venus. Let's talk about it. The Melody Wings Venus is a single dynamic driver 2BA IEM that's on loan from a friend of the channel. Doing a little tour on my Discord, and if people are super interested, you might be able to reach out and still be able to sneak in on this. This is an IEM from a new brand that I have not heard of. We'll talk about a little bit more about the origins of this IEM in a bit, but right now let's look at the build quality and comfort of this lovely red IEM that costs $180. The shell is fairly comfortable in the fact that it's very slight, so it's not a large shell and it doesn't have any problems. It was causing some discomfort for me in use, but it is a vented shell. It does have a metal nozzle. It's obviously not standing up right now, but it is a flat 2-pin cable connector, and it's an all-around nice looking IEM shell. It's light, it's easy to use, easy to swap its cable, and it's all around a strong IEM shell. And it's a handsome looking IEM shell, in my opinion. These are the accessories: a cleaning brush, a little cleaning cloth, and some tips. It also includes a 4.4, 3.5, and USB-C connectors. Its cable is kind of tangle prone, but it does have red and blue connectors to be able to tell your stereo indication. Chin slider stays in place. Since this is a swappable termination, you can see the connection here. This is the case. Not too exciting, but it's nice that they include a good looking case with this IEM. So how does this IEM sound, and is it worth the price? I do think this is a strong IEM. When I listened to it, I found it extremely punchy, dynamic, and kind of special. It has a unique quality that I think people are gonna like. When I first heard it, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And on certain genres of music, it really hits home. After long-term use, and part of the reason I only evaluate IEMs on my ranking list that are ones that I've had in home for a few days, is that it kind of got fatiguing on me. But the sound overall, I would describe as addictive and fun. But on long sessions, it kind of had some issues we'll talk about in the graphs. But it has this fully unique sound signature that I recognize. I think people that hear it, there's going to be a lot of people, like guys that own really expensive sets, that are going to hear this and be like, wow, that's really unique and really fun. And it has this like a flair of fun, like a little bit of pizzazz, like a little bit of just kind of that it factor is there with this IEM. And I really think for a lot of people, this is going to be a really special, engaging set. But I think there's a lot of options in the market, and depending on where you can get this, it has some problems. We're going to look at the graph and talk about this set more, but I will say this set hammers and has great dynamics, great bass, and is a ton of fun, and it's a special set overall. All right. I first heard of this IEM on Reddit. I believe it was this post. I believe it was Kranis that I talked to. Seems like a really genuine, nice kind of guy. I talked to him about it for a bit. I actually considered buying it, but it's just, the problem is with tariffs right now and not having an American vendor, like returning it and dealing with issues, it's really expensive. Like I just bought a new headphone stand for my headphone. I've been talking about that on my Discord. You guys should join if you're interested. It's pretty active over there. But the point that I'm trying to make is that, like, you know, I bought it for like 180, had to spend 50 in shipping, which is unfortunate, but I thought that included the tariffs, and did not. I got hit with a tariff bill with 80. So it almost doubled the price of this headphone stand just to get it out. And that's kind of, I'm assuming what would happen with this IEM is that, well, it only costs 180 to you. With all the fees, especially in America right now, could be really expensive. I did reach out to Melody Wings. I talked to them. They might be sending out another IEM later on. This is their site. They have a little contact button, you know, up here that you can barely kind of see just off the screen. Yeah, there you go. Boom. Contact us. There you go. So, this is where you can buy it. You can buy it on Jabin. And so you can see this price is in Singaporean dollars. So I think if you're in Singapore, this makes a different kind of proposition than if you're in the States. So let's look at the graph, and what you'll notice, you'll have the Melody Wings Venus right here. Has a bit of bass, a little bit of this 1K hump. It's not really a bad thing. Can kind of add a little bit of dynamism, and like some songs and some things might sound a little bit less dull. But it has nice punchy bass. It's really engaging bass. The problem that it hits is that 5K is a massive spike for me in my ears, and then 8K is also a spike. I want to show you a few other options out there in the market that I think are competitive. Now, having said that, just because myself is sensitive at 5K, there are people that are not sensitive at 5K. There's people that actually like a lot of kind of upper treble and stuff, and might not find this as too much. But if I had to say anything about this IEM, is that the 8K or 4K peak, and both of them really, they both add excitement and dynamism to this set. But I just don't think it's I think it's good, but I think there's other sets out there that I would recommend, and I'm going to try to back that up kind of with science and with graphs right here. The first one I would look at is Awful Performer 7. Yeah, it's $240, but it might be cheaper on sale. It's going to go down to $200. You might even be able to get used market. Well, you'll notice it has a little bit more clean mid-range, has a little bit more of a peak at 8K, has a little bit of a peak around our peak around 15K. Over here, but it also has a little bit of a peak at 8K, but the rest of these peaks are cut out. And so it's a smooth set that gets a recommendation from me, and I really like it, but it's not going to be for everybody. I also like the Dyna Quattro. It's a lot of fun, kind of bassy, but it doesn't have that 5K peak. It can be a little bit grainy and gritty and a little bit incisive with these 8K peaks, but it's a nice set and I like it, but it's almost more like a rich bass head level set. The Venus does have nice treble. It has like this nice level of excitement, and the music is nice and pristine on it. It is a nice sounding IEM, and again, it is nice, but it's fatiguing and can be harsh at times as its problem. The issue is that if you're just looking at FR, there's the Defiant, which sounds a little bit sparklier, like a lot of the sparkles and like the little crystalline stuff you're gonna hear is right around this 11K area. And you'll notice like a lot of this area is just dialed back. And the Defiant, you can buy it for like, I don't know, 85 or something. To me, that gets my bet. I think there's something about the Venus that you might like. Like if you're not, these regions don't hit you wrong, it could be a really fantastic set. But again, impressive, unique are sometimes not always the best things to have in an IEM. Something that will last you long term will be good. But if you're one of the guys that owns a lot of different sets, you're really just after an $800 set, it becomes really appealing. Something like the Meyer Audio Slevo SL224, I really like this set. I just feel it's really smooth, clean, nice linear bass, good extensions, and right where I like it. I love this set, really sweet. And about that price, there's also like the Heidi's MK12 Duck Book Edition. This has a lot of that treble gone, a ton of bass. You might really like that set. It's not quite officially out yet, but it's a really fun, colorized, bassy set for people that want that with nothing fatiguing or drab. It's just nice and clean and clear. I have a review of that one up I did not too long ago. There's other sets like the Awful Explorer, like maybe even the Zigat Lush could be good as well. Even like the Tantrum Fission, you get stuff that doesn't hit that 5K peak, that doesn't have that dynamism. Again, there is this it factor with the Venus, and it is special. But is that special a sizzle that bothers my ears, or is it some kind of special? I can't really explain it. All I can really tell you is like from my ear, while appealing, while unique, it just wasn't what I needed. It was too much at times and just too harsh, and made my music just kind of fall apart at times. Another set that if you're after a bassy set, a really great one is the Zigat Crescent. It has way less kind of this spike here, a little bit more flat, linear mid-range, and has a lot more twinklies and sparklies and kind of those details that the Venus sort of lacks. It's this same price. It has branded drivers. You can buy it in the States, and Zigat's massively increased their capability to do things. And like for me, if you haven't tried the Crescent, that's probably at $200, probably the best bassy fun set that I would recommend at this time. All right, the Melody Wings Venus. Let's rank it up. It's a solid A minus for me. I think it's fun. It has good bass. I thought about even giving it a better score, but like it's just it doesn't really. It has great impact, and it's a lot of fun for a little teeny driver, and it does some great things. But I just don't really feel it has that what I want in a bass headset, and I feel like everything kind of gets spoiled from the linear, like the upper air being just a little bit much. It's exciting and fun, but the treble can be too much for me. I did a little search here on Gemini as like what the best sets are under 180. And you can see a lot of the sets that I have here. If you guys ever want to use like something like Gemini with my sheet, it's getting to the point where it's so big and chunky that I'm not really sure what to do about it. So I'm looking at some options to kind of help myself and help other people out with it. But you can tell there's a bunch of other options, like the Natura Balance is back being sold again, which is a fantastic single dynamic driver. Some planars might work for you. But again, if you're after something different, something unique, something that's not that's unlike other stuff on the market, I do think it gets kind of a cautious recommendation. And if I had to give it a score like out of 5 stars, I would give it a 3-star. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but it's definitely competitive in this market. You know, the hobby's a funny thing. It's chock full of new IEMs every week. No man can review them all. Sometimes I want to try, sometimes I just want to laugh at the sheer amount of nutty IEMs that show up. But as far as this one is, like, I've never really seen a ton of reviews on it. I've just heard lots of good things. I will say that it is impressive. It is unique. It is kind of special and kind of fun. I think it has that kind of that je ne sais quoi kind of fun engagement factor that I don't think every IEM gets. And I think for the price, like I might have, if I ever saw this at a Can Jam and someone was like, yeah, this is 150 or 180, I probably would pick it up in a heartbeat. But with all the tariffs and everything right now, I can't really recommend it. But like, if you're a store owner and you're watching my videos, I know some people do, and you're in the States and you can afford to get 20 of these, buy them. They're going to sell, and they're probably not going to get returns on them. This is a solid set. Melody Wings has done a great job, and I'm excited to see what they do in the future. I love the addition of the USB-C cable and the swappable terminations. I think this is a great little package for what it is, and the unboxing experience alone is worth it for some people, because that's a huge thing. Sonically, is it the best value? Yeah, you know, it's in that cursed $150 to $200 market with tariffs, so it becomes a hard thing to call. Thanks for watching my video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Have a great day. Bye-bye for now.
Go!
Go!
Go on with you!